Morning. Let's get up this stupid hill. It's super weird. It feels, the first few rides outside feel like you're in the Matrix. Because your body and your brain, well, mostly your brain, doesn't compute pedaling to real life movement. So when you the first ride you get back on the bike, your brain, like as soon as you do a pedal stroke, your brain goes, holy crap, we're going so fast. But you're not actually going fast. Oh, that wind is a little bit cold. It's a little chilly. Good morning, William. How's it going? The weather is going to be unbelievable today. Just right now, going down that hill, that froze the ears a bit. Oh, 20, yeah, that's... I think it was like 20 last weekend. It's kind of good that it got hot and then it cooled off just slightly again, because it was too extreme, because it went from 3 degrees to 20 degrees in that little mini heat wave we had. I think so. I'll just let them pass. They're all good. Yeah, poor Alberta. They took a shit kicking. Oh, bad luck. No, well, we did. We actually did a few years ago. but not generally. It's pretty good. We had one, actually we've had two in recent years. We had one that was about, yeah, we had one about 5K from our house, and they actually gave us, you know, standby evacuate orders, but then they got the fire under control. And then there was a radio tower, or I should say a cell tower, you know, quite a ways away. You can see from my place, but it was an out of control fire, but it was right next to a natural gas storage holding facility. That was like kind of sketchy because the fire was heading towards it. And we're like, man, if the fire gets to that, the whole mountainside is gonna blow up. You can't win with the bell. Yeah, well, you could see it from my place. I actually have pictures I should dig up with the glow of the fire over the hill. I figured though, their efforts to put the fire out was sort of half-assed. I mean, they're the professionals. They know what they're doing. I figured if it did get close enough, you know, to the gas storage place, that they would have like stepped it up a notch or 6 notches.
Said I found skidding a tire works better but does mess up your tire grip.
Or you have a really loud rear hub, that works. My road bike is super loud. This bike, the cross bike, it's more of a whirring noise. But my road bike, like clickety clacks, it's like clack, 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 clack. And as soon as you start coasting, people are like, oh, what the heck is that? But people either don't hear your bell because they have headphones or they're deaf, or when you do a bell, they freak out. And they get all scared, like, oh my gosh, there's a bell. It's like, so you don't want to get a louder bell for the people who can't hear it. Yeah, the loud hub is the way to go. It's so loud that it's annoying, so you never want to stop pedaling. Oh, it's 7:20 already. Usually almost to work by now.
Said I need a hug that will keep saying, get the F out the way.
Yeah. As soon as you stop pedaling, it just goes, get the hell out of the way.
Said, well, you missed most of work. They might as well just go for a longer bike ride.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I was a little worried this morning getting on the bike. My legs were feeling tender from my run on Tuesday still. But now that I'm pedaling, feel pretty good. Only what, 2 more weeks to the Belgian waffle ride. So I really only have, you know, a week after this. Actually, no, it's 2 weeks? Yeah, it'll be 2 weeks this weekend. So yeah, I really only have next week. Next week is like the last training week, and then it's taper. Oh, that came up quick. That came up super quick. Training is kind of faltered. I went super gung-ho and was following the plan, actually exceeding the plan for 2 months. And then month number 3 was kind of like, But, well, I'm pretty good because I'm only doing the middle distance. And honestly, the middle distance, I think you could pretty much come off the couch and survive. No way, shape, or form prepared to do the long distance, but we'll see how this year goes. And then maybe I'll put myself down for the long distance. I chickened out this year. I feel like most people, if you've ridden a bike, you could probably pull off 100K. It might not feel good, and it might suck for a week after, but I feel you would survive. You could make it. $200K? No, that's some training required.
Always the butt that breaks the spirit.
Yeah, well that's... Does her voice change in the last few penises? It feels like it's very repetitious, and then she's like, penis. Like, it... It's like she trails off a little bit, like she's sick of saying penis.
File set off here. Penis. 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 Penis.
See?
Penis.
That sounds better.
Penis. Penis.
It's like she's reflecting.
Penis. 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 Wow, Flex said I thought you were on the East Coast for some reason.
Oh, East Coast. Wants to live on the East Coast. Sorry, Dimitri. Still snowing on the East Coast.
Wow, Flex said law. He might be East Coast, West Coast.
Well, actually, are you really East Coast though? Because you're kind of like mid-coast. Yeah, take that car. I'm just gonna run the stop.
It doesn't even line. He might be said 22 right now. File said I love living on the East Coast and there's no snow here. Smiley face. Coast said West Coast, West Coast.
Oh, my light wasn't on. That's why the cars can't see me. Turn. Well, when it comes to voting in Canada, it only matters up to Toronto. It doesn't matter what anyone votes west of Toronto.
Flex said we have been getting afternoon thunderstorms for the last week in Alberta.
Oh.
The one Merm said Manitoba and west of the night to do.
It's only 7:30. Let's like see how they're doing on the ferry terminal down here.
Said, are you going to take the private heli to work?
Should. Down beside the helipad, they're building a.
Beautiful day out.
Down by the helipad, they're building a new ferry terminal for a passenger ferry to go to Vancouver. It should be up and running. Oh, look, they got all the. Is that Mitsubishi's?
Said whose house is hot on the right.
Well, actually, that weird ass looking apartment building.
The one Merm said, will they allow bikes on the ferry?
I believe so. This apartment building looks weird because it's supposed to be designed to look like a building from the early 1900s. And the weird story about this piece of property here
said they do.
Is the house that was on that property was like the mine manager for this area. And so it's a big piece of property. It's like an acre and a half right there. But all the trees are all weird ass because he used to pay all the ship captains that would come in, he'd pay them for seeds from around the world. So all those trees now are all 100+ years old, and it's actually designated as like a heritage plot of land. So they could build that building there, but they couldn't touch any of the trees. It's just weird because it's all these like non-native weird tree species. Normally they'd probably cut them down, but they're huge. Yeah, it's all like Mitsubishi parking lot here. Usually it's Mercedes. They must have just recently added Mitsubishis because this is like the car offloading place for Western Canada. Was Mercedes, but apparently it's also Mitsubishi. This is where the ferry terminal or the ferry parking lot is going to go. So they're going to have a crap ton of parking. You're going to park down here, and the ferry apparently is going to take 70 minutes to downtown Vancouver. Not as fast as the helicopter, but it's probably going to be a quarter of the price of the helicopter. And then all along this section here, at the end, they're putting like a little covered area for food trucks. So this whole section of parking lot will be food trucks. So it'd actually be kind of a kick-ass place to just come and visit. Well, hopefully, but I think it's gonna dock. Well, see, they had a ferry like this already back in the day, but the ferry they got, it was totally unreliable. And it was like built for the Mediterranean because they bought it used, and it wasn't designed for West Coast water conditions. So it was at least once a week, it was out of commission. My only concern, well, I guess it's not even a concern, is as soon as that ferry, hey, see, is once the ferry becomes reliable, they're going to, there's gonna be a lot of people moving here, being able to take the ferry and just go downtown and work in Vancouver. It's cheaper to live here than it is to live out in Abbotsford and then drive an hour and a half every day. So you'll probably see a decent sort of growth spurt here. Especially for companies that you don't. Yeah. No, it's going to be definitely more than the BC ferries, but it'll shave so much time off. Well, and it'll be nice because they'll have late runs for concerts and sporting events. Like I'm taking the family to a concert in August, and we had to book.
That I find very relaxing.
Well, yeah, it's like it's just going for a boat ride, but I have a concert I'm taking the family to in August, and we had to book a hotel room downtown Vancouver, and the cheapest one we could find, well, that was available, was $400 a night.
Flex said you used to use the one in Halifax quite a bit.
Where if we can take the ferry over, go to the concert, come back the same night on the ferry, you're gonna be home before midnight.
Said ballers.
Totally changed up my seating position on this bike. It's a little weird, but I think it's better. I downloaded this, I guess it's not really an app, it's on the computer, called My Velo Fit.
Said, but now you get an extra day downtown.
Well, yeah, you can fly, you can go over in the morning, spend the day downtown, go to a concert. See, you can do that with the BC ferries, but the ferry is an hour and a half, and then you're in Horseshoe Bay, and then it's like an hour bus ride from Horseshoe Bay to downtown. So you're talking 2.5 hours. With this, it's 70 minutes, and you're downtown already. Oh, well, that's... Anyone have a fire extinguisher?
Mitra Kuprianov said only ferry I've been is the one to Toronto Island. File said T on it.
It's gonna go.
Mitra Kuprianov said T on it.
Oh, I gotta get my phone out before. Which bag is my phone in? call 911 live on stream here because of fires. It's like, fire, please. Nanaimo?
Said, oh, hey, we have the same handle.
It's actually downtown Nanaimo by Port Place. There's a, yes. You know, there's a little waterfront sort of walkway beside the Gabriola Ferry Terminal. Yeah, it's closer to the, like the port side. It's kind of almost dying down. I'm like looking at it right now. It's, yeah. Yep. Sounds good, I will do. Thanks. Well, I have to like hang out here till like the fire department shows up.
Dmitry Kuprianov said, oh, you're actually calling bot, just let it burn out and now you're considered a suspect.
He's considered a suspect. Here they are, I can hear them. The fire department is like, it's like 2 blocks up the road. It's a brand spanking new fire department. It's just up the road there. It's like, what's your address? I don't really know what this address is. This is like a bike path walkway.
Said, let's get that content.
I don't know where you can.
Said it's good you called. There was a big fire going on here the last week or so.
Well, it's kind of like not near anyone, but at the same time, like it doesn't take much to like bounce somewhere. And
said you probably saw it in the news. Said, good morning,
we should like. Here, let's point the camera this way at the.
Said, hear them now. Said, here comes the boys.
Keep coming this way. Here, let's like. Right there. There's a garbage can on the far corner down there on fire. Right, yeah, right, basically right there. It's almost burned out. Should go follow the adventures of garbage can. Ah, my seat's too high. They're like, how do we get down there? Yeah, there's like no place a fire truck can really fit.
Said you got a big truck, might as well use it.
You could run these things over. Oh, they made it. They left this spot open.
That big tree.
I always wonder if you're a fireman, if you hope the fire's bigger. Unless they were on night shift and they were just about to go home, and then I called. Yeah, probably totally did. Yeah, well, because now they have to do like a report and debriefing. Now they're all going to get overtime. Well, that was exciting. Let's continue on with the day of getting to work.
Looks like the fire is still going.
Now I have a reason to be late.
Kuprianov said, how's the smell?
Actually, it doesn't smell at all, really. Kind of plasticky. There was it was just basically like the plastic garbage can liner that was burning.
Walsaplex said to his friend Olivia 50 smug.
Oh, yeah, the green light's still going. It was like live action news, first responder on the scene, filming all the action of Nanaimo.
Walsaplex said makes me miss BC.
What, garbage can fires makes you miss BC?
Walsaplex said seeing the city in weather.
Yeah, oh yeah, I know, I totally get it. We had to endure 6 months of rain for this weather. It's hard to beat though when the weather's like this.
Walsaplex said we got 6 months of snow long.
Yeah, I don't know what's, it's hard to say because I don't know if I could handle 6 months of snow, but I think if you're into like snow sports, 6 months of snow is not bad, but who's into like cold mud, rain? I should say, I'm just a wuss. There's a lot of guys out there that like ride all year round here. Just not a chance. Yeah, it does actually, gets cold there.
Said weather was better for snowboarding when I was in Nelson.
Yeah, Nelson gets cold. And Nelson also gets super freaking hot. Running on the wrong side. This is the bike side.
Said I had been thinking about hiking the Sunshine Coast Trail.
Oh, that would be awesome. That would be awesome. I grew up in Powell River. I'm well versed with the trail system up there. I'd love to do the Sunshine Coast Trail. I've hiked most of the trails just one at a time, not as a continuous run. I also like to do the canoe route up on the Sunshine Coast.
Wow, Clutch said looks really cool, and you can do it all hut to hut.
Yeah, that really kicked it up a notch. Oh, look, there's a plane taking off. The hut-to-hut thing, because I think you still need to bring a tent just in case the huts are occupied. It's kind of like first come, first serve, but...
Wow, Clutch said my dad's brother did the Broken Island kayak trip.
Oh, that is awesome. My boss has a cabin, or used to have a cabin up in the Broken Islands.
Well, Clutch said I would love to do it too.
There's so much to do. It's funny, I've like lived here my whole life, but there's so much I haven't done. Yeah, we just bought recently cheap little kayaks, single person ones, just to get out in the harbor here. You can boat launch down here, and then you can paddle. We used to rent them. You can paddle over to Newcastle.
Milefiled boat.
This is Peter. Peter's an A+ rider on Zwift. Oh, this is so mucky. I feel like I should probably go back to the waterfront now and extend this ride. That was a good one.
Right at the line?
Yeah, 400 feet from the
I
line.
honestly cannot believe the C's stay away.
What the fuck?
With the amount of A's and B's in that race, that was like amazing. Freaking amazing.
I wonder if I can stand.
My back. There's the back. I went over a bump. Went over a bump and like stuff came loose. I was gonna ask, should I go up less steep hill or just go straight up this stupid hill, but it's almost 8 o'clock already. I think I just need to go up, straight up this stupid hill. Got new gearing though, so maybe the new gearing will make it less super stupid. Nope, it's already stupid. Oh, it's too early for this effort. This is a Hero 11. Oh, this is the part. Son of a bitch. Sweet Jeebus. Oh, goddamn. Even with better gearing, that's still sucks. You still have to do 550 watts, otherwise you'll stop. Because it's the sexy, heavy breathing stream. Oh yeah. Hill climbs. Yikes. Yeah, if you're looking for a camera for IRL, 95% of the people will tell you find a used Sony AS or X3000. That seems to be the go-to for sort of quality. If you're doing any sort of biking streams, I still think the Hero 11 or even like the Hero 7, 8, 9 does better. Yeah, I bought one. I found one at a ridiculously good deal because I wanted to know what all the hype was. And it didn't have any parts. And the guy was like, oh, it's cheap because it doesn't have any parts because I lost them all in my house moves, and the camera was mint. And so I've used both. And they both have, yeah, they both have their best use cases. I'm on the media mod. The wireless, I've done it a few times, but it takes one more step, or actually more like 2 more steps to get it to work on stream. And if I'm just trying to get to work, 2 more steps of waiting for it to connect is a pain in the butt. See, I think with the Sony cameras, if you're walking and you're staying still, like walking streams, the quality, I would say, is just slightly higher than the GoPros. But as soon as you start moving, I've seen biking streams with guys using the X3000, and the biking stream doesn't look better, it looks worse. Also, what are you going to use the camera for? Like, I actually use the GoPro outside of IRL, so then in that situation you can't beat it. Like the newer GoPros, the stabilization is like gimbal destroying. They are unbelievable. Yeah, I've never had one overheat. I think what the overheating issue was with guys trying to run like 5K video with the camera stationary, not moving. I found the moment you get any airflow, it's not even a concern. DC Rainmaker, he's done a crap ton of like overheating tests. Well, in the newest, the Hero 11, the Hero 11 as well, you don't even need the max lens mod. It'll do horizon leveling without it. Like, you could literally hold the camera in your hand and run, and it's stable. Yeah. Well, apparently the new batteries as well, the white batteries, have solved that problem. I don't know what it is. Well, because the white batteries came out, they called it the Enduro battery, and it was made for cold temps. But apparently it works in the heat too. Yeah, with the max lens mod, you get it in other views, but I mean, most of the time, you don't need to flip your camera up 360 degrees. Like, I'm pretty sure like I have horizon leveling on. Well, and if you look, I think what happens is it looks like my hands because the camera is actually mounted on the bike. So the camera is moving with the bike. So if my hands are actually moving around, the camera should be moving with them. But yeah, like with the GoPro, like I said too, is if you're actually doing other filming besides IRL, it has another use for that. No, I think with HDMI out, it might actually turn it off. I think it's got stabilization on, but not like horizon level boost on. I used to use a chest mount, but riding to work with a backpack and a chest mount, I felt encumbered. Like you always had this stuff on you. So I moved the entire setup onto the bike. Yeah, it would be nice if you did have it over wireless, because you can take the camera off the mount and like walk, 30 feet away with it. What I usually do, because I have the mic is on me. So what I'll usually do if I walk away from the bike is just point the camera to where I'm going, and you can still talk. I used to be a super backpack guy. I used to ride to and from work with all my clothes in a backpack. And then I decided to buy a rack. And from the moment I bought a bike rack, it was like the clouds opened up and every bike ride was just so much better. Yeah, well actually all my setup is in a frame pack. So I have nothing attached to me other than, well, I have a wireless mic, but it's wireless. Everything's on the bike. And I actually did a cross race in September and wiped out. I don't, but I can send you guys pictures of what it looks like. Save you guys for the trouble too, because I have so many mounts at home. Oh man, that's the problem with IRL, is there's always like, hey, I wonder if I could do it like this. What I was gonna do, I was gonna get another phone and run Zwift on the phone and Zwift IRL. Yo, that carbon pole, because I'm using a RAM mount right now, and the RAM mount is large and beefy. I mean, it was designed for cars and motorbikes. It did survive a crash though and didn't move, so it's kind of beefy, but that GoPro carbon stick looks pretty awesome. Like I've seen some videos where they mounted it on a car going super fast and it looked pretty stable. Like I saw a few streams where they had it out front with the camera pointing back. That looked cool. It's only 10 after 9. That's not bad. Did pretty good. Did pretty good with the... Yeah, the 11 really is a step up from all the other cameras. I've had 0 issues with the 11. I've done some wireless streaming for hours and hours, and it never once, you know, lost connection. I think it's the only GoPro in the series that does HDMI 1080-60 out without any trickery. The 9 though, when you do the yeah, it actually tries. The other ones don't try. The other ones just go, it's over. I tried to do wireless with the Hero 9 and it worked at home. It always works at home. And then I was stuck on the side of the highway trying to get it to reconnect. Yeah, the signal is the big thing. That's the problem right now, is you need a decent amount of bandwidth. Well, yeah, the only other thing to do is you go Bella Box with multiple data plans. Yeah, it's super expensive. Canada's the worst. The worst. They have, though, been giving you more data for the same price, because all of the big 3 just recently moved their plan to 50 gigs. It was 30, and now it's 50. And they dropped them all by $5. But yeah, IRL Pro, a lot of guys use that too. I found for 90% of my streaming, one data plan would work well. Even with a second data plan, the places where it dropped out with 1, it still dropped out with 2. Well, that's actually the funny thing is, so yes, in Canada, it's like unlimited, but when you hit 50 gigs, it throttles you. But if you have 2 or 3 data plans, even if all of them are throttled, you can still just get enough bandwidth to stream sort of okay quality video. Yeah, Dimitri has been doing this for a long time. He knows all the tricks. Well, because what happens is, like, I think when they throttle you down to like 500 kilobytes per second. I can still get video out of Bella Box with 1,000 kilobytes. It's not the awesomest, but it's still like viewable. I've never actually streamed enough to go over my cap to test it though. Yeah, that'd be awesome. All right, well, I'm here. Thanks for everyone for stopping by. I'm at work. Boo. Boo for work. I'll be back at the end of the workday to ride home.